This presentation is all about the use and the abuse of drugs. At the end of this, you will be able to understand and define what drugs are, explain the following, that is, the use of drugs and the drug abuse. You will understand the concept of drug abuse, and you will be able to differentiate between drug use and drug abuse by giving suitable examples. What is drug? Any substance, usually chemical, which influences our bodies or emotions when consumed may be called a drug. That is, it is a chemical substance that, when put into your body, can change the way the body works and the mind thinks. These substances may be medicinal, that is, prescribed by a doctor for reducing minor ailments or problems like lack of sleep, headache, tension, but are also sometimes used without medical advice, or used for an excessively long period of time, or used for reason other than medical ones. The use of such drugs is usually legal. Some drugs may be non-medicinal in nature. Their use is illegal. For example, heroin. Another group of drugs are those that are legal but are harmful for anyone if consumed in excess or in an addictive way, that can prove to be dangerous and addictive. Examples: alcohol, brown sugar. There are other substances like cigarettes, coffee, tea, which can be termed as socially accepted legal drugs, but these are not seen as harmful. The next topic is drug use and abuse. Using drugs to cure or prevent an illness or improve one's health may be called as drug use. Using drugs, whether they are medicinal or non-medicinal, in quantity, strength, frequency, or manner that damages the physical or mental functioning of an individual is termed as drug abuse. This means that even taking medicines in excess, or too often, or too long, or for the wrong reasons, or in the wrong combination, implies drug abuse. The definition of drug abuse is varied, and one single definition will not represent the extensive scale that drug abuse entails. Drugs are classified into licit and illicit drugs. While the licit drugs are legally allowed for consumption, for example alcohol and prescription pharmaceuticals, illicit drugs are not, and they fall under the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act of 1985 of this country. It is also called the NDPS Act. The definition of drug abuse can be classified into four main categories, that is public health, cultural or vernacular use, medical, and the fourth one is criminal justice. The public health definition looks at drug abuse on two levels, the individual and the society, laying a lot of stress on the role of society. However, the World Health Organization, the WHO, and the American Psychiatric Association, APA, have defined it as a disease in the year 1956. The vernacular or cultural definition views drug abuse strictly as a personal behavioral problem, while the medical term says there is a lot of emphasis on individual alone in its definition of drug abuse. The criminal justice looks at drug abuse as a criminal activity. Drug abuse is a global phenomenon which affects not only an individual but the family and the society. Addiction to drugs is one of the major causes of human distress and anguish. The increase in crime and violence worldwide is a consequence of the massive illegal production and distribution of drugs. As of today, there is no part of the world that is free from the curse of drug trafficking and drug addiction. As a country, India is also caught in this circle of massive drug abuse and drug trafficking, which is seemingly affecting the young generation and thereby disturbing the chain of productivity in the progress and the development of the country. That brings us to the end of this presentation. We hope our presentation gave you a fair insight on the topic that was drug use and abuse. Thank you so much.